I want to thank Councilmember Jawanda for spearheading this resolution that declares racism for what it is, a public health crisis that must be eradicated. More importantly for me, this resolution is a reminder to all of us to the significant work that we have already committed to and that must be done. Let me just say up front, kudos to the young people who have seen in this trauma an opportunity to confront systemic and institutional racism. They have led the way and given an urgency to the demand that Black lives matter. Mr. Floyd's death and the death of so many before him will not be in vain. If you are on social media, as many of us are, you know that Montgomery County has had its share of instances of police brutality and widely publicized deaths as a result of police action. 3 deaths come to mind. Emmanuel Okutuga, February 19th, 2011, Robert White, June 11th, 2018, and just last month, Finan Berhe, May 7th, 2020. This is not acceptable. As leaders, we owe our residents a warm and welcoming space in which they feel seen, respected, and of course, above all, safe. The current crisis has been a long time coming. We all knew that if this dysfunction was not adequately addressed, we would be faced with an uprising, the kind of which we have not seen in half a century. As a result, over 2 years ago, as a council, we began to invest in systemic efforts to reform the way we conduct the business of Montgomery County, business of work and life here in the county. In April 2018, then Councilmember Mark Elrich and I spearheaded a resolution, which was adopted by the full council, in which we committed to instituting a racial equity and social justice law. In November of 2019, the Racial Equity and Social Justice Law was unanimously adopted. Under that umbrella, we have had several laws and initiatives focused on confronting racism and bigotry in general, and in particular, police brutality in our country and in our county. These strategies' attempts at reform did not just happen overnight. We all know that racism is real, even here in Montgomery County. Many community advocates and elected officials have worked tirelessly throughout the years to eliminate disparities and address racial inequities, but racism persists. My personal motivation to passing a racial equity and social justice law was centered in the belief that racism is indeed systemic, and therefore we must pass laws that facilitate the dismantling of such system. We can do more, and we will do more. The COVID-19 pandemic violently interrupted our lives and forced us to delay the implementation of several initiatives aimed at addressing racial inequities and the root causes of what led to extrajudicial deaths in the hands of police. Mr. George Floyd's murder reminds us that this important work cannot wait. After the initial despair, I am inspired to say to our community that I, alongside each of my colleagues, will continue to work to do everything possible to make this county a safe and welcoming place. As an unapologetically proud Latina and a mom to 2 fierce Afro-Latina young women, I stand with our Black brothers and sisters. Thank you.